Hello everybody, this is Kelly from 65 Bubbles. Thank you for stopping into my YouTube channel. Predominantly my channel is about congenital hypothyroidism. And what I try to do is, keep in mind that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional. Everyone is different. Pretty scary how we're all so different, but yet we're the same. Anyways, so many parents have so many questions that I see on so many of the Facebook chats and YouTube channels. And it seems as though, although everyone is giving the best answer they can with the best of intentions, most of it is parents asking on behalf of their children, and they don't actually have it. They read the books, they're educating themselves, but like we all know, what you may read and what is real can be two different things altogether. I have congenital hypothyroidism, meaning I was born with it, and mine wasn't discovered until I was 8 years old because they didn't do the testing back then, and 60s because I'm kind of old, but they didn't do the testing. So mine was found when I was 8. Now, it's funny because today I want to talk about the depression that goes with that. And, is depression something that you grow or get as you get older? Or is it something that you're born with and it just develops with life and life situations? I don't know that. But I do know that since I was very, very little, I'm quite good at saying, no, I don't like you. And if I didn't like you, I was not going to be a hypocrite about it. No. And I still won't. If I don't like you, if you hurt me, I don't like you. And I find myself saying that all the time. But anyways, we're going to get back to this. So, as I said earlier, as different as we all are, there are so many similarities in people. And I wanted to talk about depression. In the depression, it doesn't matter if you're rich, if you're poor, if you're short, if you're fat, if you're tall. It does not discriminate. Unfortunately, in our society, there is such an ugly stigma when it comes to depression. And people think, oh, stay away from her. She's depressed. That means that she's psycho. No, it doesn't mean that you're psycho. It means that maybe you get bummed out easier than others. And there is a difference between being bummed out and depression. But depression is when you go into it and, it's more than a couple of consecutive days of just feeling down, feeling blue, feeling tired. Some people, all they do is eat. Some people, they just don't eat at all, and they call it the stress diet. But anyways, the reason I'm discussing this today is in light of the famous chef that recently committed suicide, and the famous designer, she committed suicide. Now, these are very, very wealthy, beyond any wealth that I could begin to imagine to have, and very, very successful people who, people looked at and thought, oh, they have it all together. You don't know. And I am one that has, and did suffer from depression. And no matter what I did, I was just miserable. I was so miserable. And I thought, how do people say the joy of life? Okay, yes, I'm very lucky. I'm very grateful for a lot of things. But, hey, I was just sad. I was miserable. I was depressed. Depressed is what we're talking about. Nothing was right. It was sunny out. It wasn't sunny enough. I wanted to be happy, but I didn't know how to do it. I would fake laugh and make myself do things. And I kept going to the doctors because I I pretty much knew that depression was tied in with hypothyroidism, but I didn't know how much. Now, I had always taken the 150 milligrams of the levothyroxine. And always, I've taken it, I was steady, I was consistent, but as I said in one of my last videos, I couldn't get out of bed. I was exhausted, I was miserable, I was sad, conniving, devious, paranoid. My behavior was just deplorable. And I just couldn't snap out of it. Nothing I did. I was going to the doctors and going to the doctors. Well, he just kept saying, oh, you're stressed out, you're tired. Well, no. Finally, after the therapist and the psychiatrist finally caught on, looked at my records and was like, oh my gosh, you need blood work. So now I take my levothyroxine in the morning. They changed me to the 112, and then I take a T3 pill with that. But I take the T3 pill twice a day. And then an hour after I take my morning pills, I have to take my Adderall and my antidepressants, sertraline, Zoloft, whichever one you want to refer to it as. And then again, at 2:30 in the afternoon, I'm taking the other T3 pill. Now, when I fell really bad into the depression, someone who was very, very, very close to me, very wonderful, very kind, very caring, he had been almost my best friend for 23 years, and he died suddenly, and it was me that had the well check done for him. The man that I thought I was going to spend my life with, pretty much had enough of my bullshit, and he moved on and left me. And not having the T3 and the things in my body that I needed to have to deal with those situations in a realistic, adult, appropriate way, I slid so far into the depression. I didn't leave my house for days. My cortisol levels, ridiculous. It was just bad. And come to find out, there were people that suspected, and they didn't want to hurt my feelings, so they didn't say anything. You know what? Say something. If you see something, say something. You could be the one to save a life. Depression is not a joke. It's non-discriminatory. It affects anyone, anytime. Rich, poor, short, tall, fat, thin. It doesn't matter. Every culture, every nationality, every religion. Depression does not discriminate. Don't be the one that says, oh, you know what? He's just grumpy. Well, you know what? If you notice this grumpiness for a long time, say something. If you see it, say it. And if you are the person that is going through depression, pick up the phone. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's far more out there than what you think it is. And as unique as we all think we are, we're not. We're not. We all poop. We all have depression. We all want to be loved and cared about and be happy. So, pick up the phone if you're sad. Message me through YouTube, anything. It's hard, it's scary. But you know what? You're worth it. You are worth it. And even if only to one person, but you have to believe it yourself. Make the call. Call me, message me. For those of you that see a friend you're in question about, do it. There's a nice way to do it. You can say what you mean and mean what you say without being mean saying it. You can approach the person and not have them lose any remaining dignity that they still have. But anyways, life does get better. Believe in yourself, and the sun will rise again and the moon will set again, with us or without us. So you might as well do it with us. This is Kelly of 65 Bubbles. Thank you for watching this. I'm sorry if I got a little upset. Please like, subscribe, share this, and have a great day.